Welcome to a special deep dive, really designed to get you, our listener, right up to speed. Today, we're exploring this really powerful intersection of AI and, well, how we analyze and visualize data.
Yeah,
We gathered some fascinating material, actually, that points to a pretty fundamental shift in how we extract meaning.
that's absolutely right. What we're seeing, it's not just, a small step. It feels like a real evolution.
Right?
Our sources are detailing how AI is moving us beyond those, let's say, established methods of traditional business intelligence or BI.
Right, BI, we know that.
And into this dynamic new phase, they're calling it augmented analytics or A.
Augmented Analytics,
Yeah.
okay, AA.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that a bit. What's the core difference compared to what people are maybe used to?
Well, think of traditional BI. It often required, quite a bit of manual work, right?
Yeah, lots of clicking, data wrangling.
Exactly. Experts usually needed to handle the data, build the reports. Augmented analytics, though, it integrates AI, specifically things like machine learning and natural language processing. And it uses them to automate a large chunk of that analytical cycle.
Okay, automate.
Yeah, the sources we looked at suggest this leads to not just, faster results, but also a deeper level of analysis.
Deeper how?
Well, it supports the entire process, from prepping the raw data right through to generating the actionable insights.
So end to end.
Pretty much. And this shift, it allows for discovering correlations, things that aren't obvious that maybe a human analyst might miss.
Interesting. So it could open up totally new ways of looking at business problems.
Lots of potential.
So it's definitely not just about making prettier charts faster then.
No, precisely. It's more fundamental. It's enhancing how we interact with the data itself.
Okay.
And a key benefit, something highlighted again and again in our sources, is this idea of democratization of data.
Democratization, meaning making it available to more people.
Exactly. AA makes sophisticated analysis accessible to, well, a broader range of users, not just the data scientists or the tech experts.
Right.
This means, people across different levels in an organization can potentially explore and visualize information themselves.
That could really break down some silos, couldn't it? Empowering people who felt maybe locked out before.
That's the hope. It could really change how decisions get made, where they get made in an organization.
Okay.
And it's important to stress this isn't about replacing humans.
Right, the classic fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sources really emphasize the crucial role of human-AI collaboration.
They're working together.
Exactly. The AI brings the machine intelligence, finds patterns humans might miss, but the decision makers, they still bring the essential context, the expertise.
They decide what to actually do with the findings.
Precisely. They operationalize it.
Okay, that makes sense. So what are these core AI capabilities then? The things actually making this augmented analytics revolution possible?
Well, natural language processing, NLP, that's a huge one.
NLP, right?
It basically lets us interact with data using everyday language, just talking or typing.
Like asking your questions.
Yeah. Our briefing materials had some great examples, like a Tableau user just typing, "show me sales by region over time."
And it just generates a chart.
Instantly gets a relevant visualization, yeah. Or think about Power BI's Copilot or ThoughtSpot search. You ask questions in plain English, get data back, get visuals.
Wow. That really lowers the barrier, doesn't it? No need to learn complex query languages like SQL for everything.
Exactly. That's a massive development. No more wrestling with code just for a simple answer.
Yep.
And NLP's power goes beyond just querying. It also drives what's called natural language explanation.
Explanation. So the AI explains the data.
Kind of, yeah. Tools like Power BI's Smart Narratives or Tableau's Data Stories, they can automatically generate text summaries, little descriptions of the insights within the charts.
So it tells you what the chart means in plain English.
Exactly. Makes complex info much easier to grasp quickly.
Okay, NLP is making data conversational. Super useful. What's the next key AI bit in the toolkit?
That would be machine learning or ML.
ML, the learning part.
Right. This is where the AI learns directly from the data patterns. The sources really underscore its ability to spot complex patterns, identify anomalies.
Anomalies, like outliers, weird data points.
Exactly. Those unusual points that might signal a problem or maybe even an opportunity. And ML can uncover hidden correlations, things human analysis might just skim over.
Any examples of that in tools?
Yeah, Power BI and Quick, for instance, they both offer built-in anomaly detection features.
So the AI is actively, scanning the data for anything unusual or unexpected.
Precisely. And ML is also the engine behind predictive analytics.
predicting the future.
Well, forecasting future trends and potential outcomes, yeah, based on analyzing the historical data.
What kind of applications?
Think about things like predicting customer churn who's likely to leave, or forecasting sales figures for next quarter, assessing financial risks,
Okay.
all powered by ML algorithms, finding trends and projecting them forward.
So this really moves us beyond just looking back, doesn't it?
Mm.
From reactive analysis to actually preparing proactive.
Exactly. That's a huge shift. Predictive analytics, like our briefing doc highlights, lets organizations anticipate and plan, not just report on the past.
Any specific platforms mentioned?
Salesforce Einstein was mentioned, using it to predict sales outcomes, for example.
Right. Okay. NLP, ML, prediction. You also mentioned automated insight generation. How does that fit in?
Yeah, this is where AI really boosts efficiency, I think. It automatically identifies and sort of surfaces the most important insights buried in massive data sets.
So it flags the interesting stuff.
Exactly. It frees up analysts from potentially hours of manual digging and exploration.
That sounds incredibly valuable.
It is. And what's really neat is that the AI can often also recommend the best way to visualize that specific insight.
Oh, so it suggests the chart type, like use a bar chart for this, a line chart for that.
Yep. Platforms like Tableau, Polymer, and ThoughtSpot's Spot AQ, they're all equipped with this, suggesting optimal charts, automatically detecting patterns, correlations.
It's almost like having an AI assistant whispering in your ear, hey, look at this, and here's the clearest way to show it.
That's a great way to put it. It guides you to the important discoveries.
Okay, so these capabilities sound amazing, but they need to live somewhere, right? In actual tools people can use.
Precisely. And these AI capabilities are being integrated into some really powerful platforms. Our sources detail several leaders.
Okay, let's talk platforms then. Who are the key players bringing this AI power to users?
Well, Tableau is definitely a major one.
Yeah, big name.
The sources consistently mention its AI-driven insights, the advanced visualizations connects to tons of data sources, and that user-friendly drag-and-drop interface people like.
And specific AI features.
Features like Tableau AI, Tableau Pulse, Ask Data, Explain Data, they all use AI to automatically find those patterns and relationships in the data.
So Tableau is really leaning into AI. Makes sense. Who else is prominent?
Domo is another significant player. It's cloud-based, heavily invested in AI-powered visualization.
What's interesting about Domo?
Well, their natural language stuff seems quite strong. They have an AI chat feature, lets you literally chat with your data.
Like texting your data.
Sort of. Plus an AI insight engine finding patterns, anomalies, all shown in real-time dashboards.
Conversational analytics feels like that's a recurring theme, making data truly interactive.
Exactly. Then there's Sisense. They focus on getting insights from really complex data using intuitive, AI-enhanced visuals.
Complex data.
Conversational analytics is big for them too, plus highly interactive visuals, lots of customization, and tools for teams to work together.
So analytical power combined with collaboration. That's important.
Absolutely. And one more key player is ThoughtSpot.
ThoughtSpot, right. Heard of them.
They're known for being quite innovative, especially with their AI-driven search-based interface. They call it Spotter.
Search-based. Like Google for your data.
Pretty much the idea. Their mission is really about democratizing data access through natural language. Type a question, get an answer. They provide AI-generated insights, interactive visuals, real-time monitoring, aiming to make data exploration super easy.
Okay, Tableau, Domo, Sisense, ThoughtSpot. These platforms sound genuinely transformative.
They really are. And beyond these broad platforms, there are also more specialized AI applications emerging for advanced analytics.
Specialized AI. Okay, intriguing. What kind of focused applications are we talking about?
One really important area is AutoML, automated machine learning.
AutoML, automating the ML itself?
Sort of. It focuses on automating that often tricky, time-consuming process of feature engineering.
Feature engineering.
Right.
Rhyme is what that is.
It's basically transforming raw data into the right format, the meaningful inputs that ML models can actually learn from effectively.
Ah, prepping the data for the model.
Exactly. Our sources explain AutoML uses techniques like normalization, encoding, handling missing values. It automatically generates and optimizes these features, often cuts down massively on manual effort.
Any platforms known for this?
Yeah, Google's AutoML tables, now part of Vertex AI Tabular, also DataRobot, H2O AutoML, specifically their driverless AI.
So it's like AI prepping the ingredients for the AI chef, trying out different ways to chop things.
Yeah, that's not a bad analogy. It experiments with combinations a human might not have time for, potentially leading to better model performance.
So AutoML streamlines getting the data ready for AI analysis, making the whole workflow faster.
Precisely. It significantly speeds things up. Though the sources do rightly point out, domain expertise is still super valuable.
Right. You still need someone who understands the business context to interpret the results.
Absolutely. To make sure the models actually align with real-world goals.
Makes sense. What's another specialized area?
Another fascinating one is geospatial AI and GIS, geographic information systems.
Maps and location data.
Exactly. Specialized AI tools designed purely for analyzing location-based data. ArcGIS is a big platform here.
What can it do with AI?
Well, it offers pre-trained AI models for tasks like finding objects in satellite images.
Like finding buildings or roads automatically?
Yeah, stuff like that. And even forecasting future trends across different geographic areas using advanced deep learning, things like LSTMs, CNNs.
Okay, deep learning for location forecasting.
Yeah.
What are the practical uses?
Oh, loads. The sources mention retail companies using it to optimize store locations or forecast demand based on geography.
Right.
Epidemiologists modeling disease spread across regions. Urban planners predicting traffic flow.
Wow. Leveraging the where in the data.
Exactly. It adds a whole new dimension.
This is all incredibly powerful stuff. But, generating these amazing insights is one thing. How do you effectively communicate them? That's where data storytelling comes in, right?
Absolutely critical. The sources really hammer this point home. Just having the insights isn't enough.
You need to sell the story.
You need to communicate them in a compelling narrative to actually drive impact. And guess what? AI is starting to play a role here too.
Okay, wait. AI is helping us become better storytellers with data. How does that work?
Well, there are AI-supported tools that kind of act as assistants in the writing process.
Assistants.
Yeah. For example, Data Analyst by ChatGPT. It can analyze data, suggest key insights, make visuals, and help you craft the actual narrative around it. Suggest action recommendations.
Huh. Interesting.
Plus, those conversational interfaces we talked about in Tableau and Power BI, asking for visuals and summaries in natural language, that can be a great starting point for building out a data story.
So AI helps brainstorm, generate pieces of the narrative.
Exactly. And then there are even autonomous AI generator tools starting to emerge.
Autonomous, like they write the whole story.
Pretty much. These platforms can create comprehensive data stories with pretty minimal human input. They're often good at the data prep part, too.
Which platforms do this?
Platforms like DataRobot were mentioned again here, transforming raw info into concise narratives, highlighting key insights, trends, anomalies.
But can you trust it completely?
Well, as the sources rightly caution, human oversight is still crucial.
For context, right? And framing.
Exactly. Making sure it's accurate, makes sense for the audience, tells the right story. The AI provides the draft, maybe, but the human refines it.
So it sounds like the best approach is collaborative again, blending human creativity and context with AI's analytical and generation power.
That seems to be the consensus, yeah. Now, while all this potential is huge, the sources also flag some important practical considerations, things organizations need to think about.
The challenges.
Right.
What are the key hurdles companies face when trying to adopt these advanced tools?
Well, data governance and security are always big ones.
Naturally.
And just basic data quality. Garbage in, garbage out still applies, even with smart AI.
So the insights are only as good as the data underneath.
Absolutely. Then there's integrating these new tools with existing systems. That can be technically tricky.
Yeah, infrastructure challenges.
Getting users to actually adopt and use the tools effectively that needs training, support, change management.
People are used to their old spreadsheets.
Exactly. And of course, cost and demonstrating a clear ROI. Plus, ethical considerations like potential bias in the algorithms, lots to navigate.
Definitely practical points. Okay, looking ahead then, what trends do the sources suggest we should expect? Where is all this heading?
The future looks like even more integration and automation. Deeper human-AI collaboration seems inevitable.
The human-in-the-loop idea.
Right. With AI taking on more routine tasks across the whole analytics cycle, data cleaning, prep, even visualization design.
More automation.
Enhanced natural language interaction, too. Conversational analytics getting even smarter, more intuitive.
Asking more complex questions.
Potentially, yeah. The sources also hinted at maybe integrating AR and VR for really immersive data exploration. Imagine walking through your data.
Whoa, okay.
Generative AI is expected to play a bigger role, too. Maybe automatically creating whole dashboards, not just charts.
Generative AI designing reports. Interesting.
And continued democratization through no-code, low-code platforms, making AI accessible to even more people.
Lowering the barrier further.
And maybe the emergence of agentic AI. AI agents that proactively find insights and bring them to you, rather than waiting to be asked.
Proactive AI assistance.
Okay.
That's a glimpse into the future.
It really is.
Wow. It feels like we are genuinely on the cusp of a truly transformative era in how we interact with and, crucially, understand data.
Yeah.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
Really diving into the power of AI for data analysis, for visualization. We've seen how we're moving so far beyond static reports.
Absolutely. Towards dynamic AI-powered insights, making complex stuff way more accessible and understandable for, well, hopefully everyone eventually.
From asking questions in plain English, like we discussed,
Yeah.
to AI automatically finding those hidden patterns, even predicting what might happen next. The capabilities are, frankly, remarkable.
Yeah, they really are. And the platforms we touched on, Tableau, Power BI, Domo, ThoughtSpot, plus those specialized tools using AutoML, geospatial AI, they're already delivering real value out there.
And I think the key takeaway, coming through strongly from the sources, is that the future isn't just about hoarding more data.
No.
It's about strategically using AI to get deeper, more meaningful understanding from it.
Exactly. And while the tech is evolving incredibly fast, that human element still absolutely essential.
For context, for ethical judgment, for turning insights into actual real-world action.
Couldn't agree more. Hopefully this deep dive has given you, our listener, a clear and engaging picture of this exciting space.
Yeah, we hope it sparked your curiosity.
Yeah.
If you're keen to explore more about this rapidly changing world of AI, definitely subscribe to our channel for more deep dives like this one.
Please do.
And for those of you who maybe want to get a bit more hands-on, see some tutorials, get even more practical insights, I really encourage you to check out my YouTube channel. It's called Ian Ochieng AI. That's Ochieng.
Great resource.
You'll find lots of practical guidance there to help navigate this whole transformative landscape. Thanks so much for diving deep with us today.